Right now, before we start the video, if you could please go ahead and subscribe, noti bell, all that stuff. Subscribe to the channel. I don't know what to say. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. No, actually, yeah, if you're just getting here. Now, for all the people who click on this video, this isn't like how to get in the 99th percentile, how to get a 530 on the MCAT. This is not one of them videos, alright? If that's what you came here for, if you're already like 515, 512, say you 510, say you already one of them ones, go ahead and leave, bro. I'm sorry my content couldn't have been that helpful for you, but you know, this is more for brother, this hoe's difficult. Like, how do I just get an extra 2, 3, 4 points consistently? You know what I mean? This is a video like, I just want to see a difference. I want to get up there. I want to pass the MCAT. That's what this video is, how to pass. Now, how to excel. So I usually don't, listen, I'm sorry, all right? How to pass the MCAT. The very first thing I would like to do is tell a quick story. I'm not trying to get real anecdotal with this video, but just a quick story. So when I scored the very worst, when I was, at my very lowest, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot, blah, blah, blah. The way I was studying about 8 hours a day. I was studying, trying to really gain as much information as I can. Like, I was so stressed, People were like, hey, yo, Derek, you want to go out, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, I can't talk to you, my nigga. I can't talk to you. I'm studying for the MCAT. I wasn't hanging out with nobody. I literally remember, like, I went to sleep. I think I was telling my sister, I went to sleep. I was like, it was nighttime because I'm watching, a show or something. And I was telling her, I was like, you know how crazy it is that, like, I'm staying up longer just because, like, damn, if I wake up tomorrow, I have to go and study another 8 hours. Like, it was dead ass, like, you know how crazy it is? Like, I'm staying up so I don't have to wake up tomorrow, which is crazy. And as you know, that's what led to me, not scoring the best. So, yeah, number one thing that I want to stress, the very first thing is working hard is something you're going to have to do, obviously, but don't kill yourself. The idea is to work efficiently. That is what I learned. When I did pass, when I did do much better on the MCAT, that's when I did 5 hours a day. I had Sundays off, maybe even like Saturdays off too. I might be tweaking, maybe not Saturdays, but like I still went out with my friends. I still enjoyed life. Like, I was still doing regular things. I had things that I was still looking forward to. Think about it. If you do it regularly, what do? You're studying for the MCAT for 3 months. So you're gonna be sad for 3 months. You're gonna be angry, sad for 3 months. Mind you, the first one's gonna be hell. So it's like these emotions aren't. How you gonna have all these negative emotions, but you want a positive result? That don't even make sense. The biggest thing with me is stay positive, stay happy. How do you do that? Do things that make you positive. Do things that make you happy. And then on top of that, efficiency over everything. When you do start studying, study. Like, don't bullshit within the hours. Study from 8 to whenever, even if you do 8 hours, whatever it is, just whatever you think is more efficient. I think 5 hours is a good limit. It's a 3-month study thing, 2 months for some people, so don't kill yourself, but efficiency over everything. Not every second, but even if you throw in a break, then that's an efficient break. You know what I mean? Exactly at this time, we stop at this time, we start at this time, everything, you know what I mean? So efficiency over everything, in my opinion. Now we'll get into actual things that will lead to a better score. Let's be real, like, efficiency, that's great, but like, you came here, not for that, you came here like, how do I study better, or how do I actually change something that will help me, right? When you take the MCAT, I would suggest after about maybe the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even the first month, you will know what you like and what you don't like. You feel me? So in the first month, you got to realize what you're good at. So you have to realize what you're good at, right? There's 4 sections. You're not even across the board. You might be good at 3, bad at 1. You might be good at 1, bad at 3. You might be good at 2, bad at 2, right? Focus. Once you find out what you're good at, you need to maximize. I feel like I have to make basketball analogies because that just makes sense to me, right? Yes, you can go to the league with just having a 3. Like, just if you can just shoot threes, like, you maybe you can't go to the league, but you can go far in basketball if you can just shoot threes. It's kind of similar, and I hate to give that advice because that is insane. What, I don't have to know chemistry? No, that's not what I'm saying. But it is so much easier to get better at what you're already good at, if that makes sense. It is very hard to get, if you suck at physics and you don't even know F equals M times A, it's going to be really hard for you to perform well on the physics portion of the exam, especially in only 2 months. You get what I mean? But if you're great at, say, chemistry, if you're great at psychology, you can make of course you'll eventually plateau, but you can make a huge jump if you focus in on what you're good at. That's why I'm like, this is why, how to really boost your score. Like, literally, if you want to boost your score, maybe a couple points, this is how you do it. Find those 2, 3, whatever sections like when you get to the section, it's like, okay, I'm finna eat. Then go crazy with those. That's when that would be like, say you have a month to the exam and you feel like, oh, I need like 4 more points. I would hate to say don't listen to me, listen to me, who cares, right? I would say focus on what you're good at. Because when I focused on what I was good at, that's when I actually saw like, oh, I'm getting better at this. And you can see yourself getting better. It's what you're good at. Of course you can get better at it, Now, that's the very first thing. That's one way to, I think, for sure, boost your score at least 2 to 3 points. If you have 2 sections that you're more good at, right? Then you boost 2 points in each section. And that's consistent too. That's 4 points right there. 4 points is the difference. 4 points is the difference. A very, very big difference. So in regards to the efficiency, this is going to tie it back around, but whatever schedule you do make, I don't care if it's from 8 to 1, 8 to 8, whatever it is, it needs to be a strict schedule that you adhere to. I don't care if it's 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 1 day a week, whatever it is, adhere to it and be very disciplined when it comes to it, because it's, for one, it'll make you feel good. After 1 week, it's like 8 to 5, 8 to this, whatever. I was there every single time, and that's a fact. Nobody can take that from me, When it's everywhere around, like, oh, I studied from 9 to 4 this time, 6 to this, it's like, it's kind of jumbled up. So it's like, and you're in your heart of hearts, you're like, did I really even work that hard? Because when it's 7 days away, did you even really work that hard? But when it's 7 days away, it's like, each day I went in 8 to 5. That's a fact. Yeah, I worked hard. That'll just give you a little bit more confidence, and it'll just help you with being more, it'll just help you with being more strict with how you study and more efficient, because it's not all over the place. I really do think that's best. No more, no less. 5 hours in, 5 hours, like, that's it. Now, as I said before, find out the topics that you're good at. You want to hone in on those. You want to hone in on those areas, right? How do you hone in on those areas? Practice problems, practice problems, practice problems, practice problems, in my opinion. Take the month to study, but you really have to understand, like, this isn't, like, you really just need to refresh a whole bunch of concepts, because this isn't one of those, there's some things that you do definitely have to learn. Like, I'll admit that you do have to relearn again, but practice problems are going to be the best teacher. And the thing is, one thing that I did really poorly, I would say, and I think a lot of people make the mistake, is when you do the practice problems, you get mad that you got it wrong, but you don't really, it's like, I got it wrong, but I'm going to get the next one right. And you kind of ignored the one that you just did. Like, that's kind of how I did it sometimes. I'd be like, I got it wrong. Okay, I know I got it wrong. Let the instruments move. Now all I care about is getting the next one right. But the problem with that is, what's the saying? If you don't know your history, you're going to repeat the same mistakes. That's the exact problem with it. It is so important that you know exactly why you missed every single question, and that in your heart of hearts you can be like, if I get this again 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, I'm gonna get that shit right, because I took the time to watch this YouTube video over this. Like, however long it took you to answer that question, it'll take you like 3 times as long to understand why you got it wrong. You get what I mean? So it is so important that you know why you got it wrong. It's gonna take a long time. It's much more difficult than just skimming over it, but I think it's the best way to help yourself, knowing exactly why you got it wrong, and just going, if it has to be a deep dive, whatever the case is, like, it just simply is what it is. Now I'm gonna get into like the nitty gritty of how I did it for certain things, right? Like, so cars, right? I would say cars is probably the number one section that you can increase your score on, just because it's the great equalizer. That's what I like to call it. It's the great equalizer, because nobody has seen cars like this. Nobody has seen reading comprehension like this before. Some people were better at psych, some people were better at chemistry, some people were better at, but nobody has really seen it to this level, right? Because it's like, it's like it's not regular reading comprehension, right? The way with psych is, psych was so stupid. It was so stupid, but like, the way with psych is you have to understand, you have to train your brain to like not think regularly about a comprehension question, because like, it's if you've done any cars, it's like a little weird. It's not like exactly comprehensive. Like, you can't guess what they're gonna say. You have to really like whatever they're talking about, you have to take just a little bit. You don't ever reach. That was my biggest thing. Don't ever reach. In regular reading comprehension, they're always, you want to anticipate basically. Don't anticipate with cards. Not at all. You want to just stay right in the pocket that they gave you and just take what they, have given you from everything to answer the questions. Mind you, some are very hard, but that's the best advice I can give you for cards. Don't reach. Practice, practice, practice. There's a pattern in the way that they phrase questions and ask them, and you're all going to get it through practice. It's simply just a matter of doing a lot of practice and understanding why you got it wrong, and then you can just kind of narrow it down. Eventually you'll start to see it, if that makes sense. Psych, I wouldn't even say study practice problems. I said don't. If you've already taken a class of psych, I think this is everybody's easiest section, and that's if you want to improve. I mean, then again, almost everybody gets all the psych right, but what's it called? Just practice problems, psych. Don't do anything practice problems. Memorize the definitions of practice problems, and then look at the really hard practice problems. Like the easy ones that you get wrong or something, it's a definition, cool. But the hard ones, look at that, like the ones where it's yeah, you have to know the definition, but there's a little bit of application. Understand how to apply that definition. That's really important because there's sometimes where it's they're obviously going to put four damn near the same thing, social form, group think, all of it, right? But know what if you look at each time you look at it, there's something specific that for each of these phenomenons that makes it a different. Understand what makes these phenomenons different from the other ones, and then that is how you will answer a psych question, the hard ones at least, right? Now, the infamous, the actual the MCAT. The other two, what was it? Physics can't help you. That hell killed me. That was difficult, bro. This was insane. I didn't have that much on my test. Just pray you don't have that much, in my opinion. Yeah. What are the ones chemistry? Those. And these are simply harder. That's why if this whole video was garnered more towards those other two, because I feel like those two sections you can really increase your score. You can most definitely increase your score on the other two. It just is harder and it takes more work. The way I would do it is for each topic you really have to understand it in its entirety. So cut your losses. Just how I said in the MCAT, right? Focus on the things you know better. In chemistry, there are things you know better than others. Hone in on the things you know better. Look at the high yield things, right? I would literally break it down like this. If I could go back, this is what I would do. I would look at all the high yield things, right? I wouldn't even care about the low. I don't know how they did high yield, but 50 and above, 40, 30, those high yield things, I would list them all for chemistry. Those two biochem and those sections, I forgot. But list all the high yield stuff, right? Check out all the things you're oh, I'm kind of good at that. I'm kind of good at that. Maybe the things that you're not so good at, be oh, I'm not so good, right? I'm not saying you're ignoring those. You're definitely gonna go back. But if you're just now starting to practice, start off with the ones you know best. YouTube video, do this. Use 3 different resources to hone that information so that when you get a question like that, you're ready to go. And this is a slightly difficult question, right? The other ones that you don't know that well, you're gonna have to practice, and this might be hard, and take your time. But I would say first and foremost, know the ones that you do know. Hopefully, you know about half of them. You know about half of them relatively well. So hone in on what you do know. And yes, on the back end, you definitely have to go back because you can't just leave high yield information. You have to go and get that. You get what I mean? The low yield stuff. And if you have time, go for the low yield stuff too. That's how you get up to the 420s and the 415s and shit like that. That's what I'm saying. But once again, this is how to pass. So I would say you have a month left, ignore the low yield stuff. You know what I mean? If you're beginning, maybe you can incorporate it. But it's hard to do all these things and it feels like so much. So I think it's really nice to be able to okay, I'm gonna ignore that. That just helps you out a little bit, you know what I mean? So ignore the low yield stuff, break down the high yield things that you know, really hone in on that information, whatever is Kaplan. I really love YouTube videos. Kaplan videos didn't really do it for me too much, but some people on YouTube, they can just really get it to you, even if it's with a friend, do whatever you can to really understand the information. Not know a definition, not know this one question. Understand it, ask yourself, try to make a different question, how could they have asked this differently? And then if you can do that, I'm pretty sure you know the information. That's really it when it comes to how to genuinely increase your score. So remember when I said hone in, the basis of what I'm saying here is hone in on the information that you're already good at. That's how you're going to actually increase your score about a couple more points. I'm sorry this wasn't one of the videos where it's like, oh, you do this, this is so easy, and then you can have this grade. No, this is not one of those. I understand how difficult the test can be, and you just got to one step at a time. If you can get 4 more points right now, get these 4. Even if you're not where you want to be, get these 4, and then you can go from there. One thing at a time. Yeah, that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Fuck with the kid. Yeah, all that. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, yeah, but no, actually, on some real stuff. Like the video, comment, but if you did watch the video through its entirety, please in the comments tell me what you liked about the video. Tell me, do you like the information I gave? And then in the comments say, I don't really like how you explain that. Maybe you can run it back on a different video, and I would be happy to do that, Or maybe you can just say, hey, this video was ass, bro. I don't fuck with you like that. And I respect it. Just say it. I respect it, really. I respect it. But yeah, I'm gonna fuck with y'all boys, man. Thank you. Have a great day.